guys, welcome back to Amazing RC. Well, we got our TRX-4 build here, and we added something pretty cool. One of the few things that we had going on in our previous video is we got our Dodge Ram body all painted up with a titanium silver with an emerald green right behind it, and we did something pretty cool this time. We actually flex sealed the inside before we pulled the tape. What we're hoping to get out of that is a nice barrier between all of our rock crawling and our paint. We're going to see if we can end up with a little bit better paint than this after we take it out and bash it around a little bit. One of the other things that we did was we actually added onboard audio. Now, I know this wasn't something that we had in the mix in the beginning, but I actually picked up a fresh Traxxas onboard audio system for a slash. And it was probably about 3 months ago, and I got a really good deal on it. I couldn't pass it up. I think I paid about $35 for the complete set, and it was brand new. So you can't let that slide by. Well, I didn't want to modify those speakers because they're probably going to end up in a slash sometime. So what I did was I went through a few speakers that I had in the house to see if anything would work with the onboard audio system. One of the first things I tried was this little powered COS speaker, and the reason I don't believe it worked was because both systems are powered. The onboard audio system is powered by the 11.1 volt battery. This is also powered by itself. I think that they don't talk to each other well because it sounded like pure garbage. I was a little disappointed and discouraged when I ran that through. Then I remembered I had this little itty bitty speaker from about 10 years ago with a wicked magnet stuffed underneath it, and I thought, man, I bet you this will give us a little bit better sound. Well, I was 100% right. I went ahead and soldered this thing in. It's actually hooked up to the onboard audio system now, and if you can tell, there it goes through all 4 gears. So I think we're going to get pretty good sound out of this without having to build a box. The few things that are drawbacks about this speaker: number one, everything on this car is at least extremely water resistant. This speaker, not so much. So I actually went through the entire truck as I was building it today with hopes of getting it into the water and drowning it like we did last time. This, not so much. We're going to run outside, climb over a bunch of stuff, maybe get a little wet, but like I said, speaker is not waterproof in the least, so we're not going to try to get it wet. The other drawback to the speaker is that 1.5 million ounce magnet stuffed underneath. It's extremely heavy. I'm not exactly sure where I got this tiny little speaker from, but it was something extremely high-end. So it sounds good. Truck's running well. The other upgrade that we did with the truck is we actually took it from an 11-tooth stock pinion gear down to a 9-tooth. Now, that's the smallest pinion gear you can get as far as your stock gearing. That should up our torque considerably. So, with all the extra weight that we added with the onboard system and this really heavy speaker, we should be able to still crawl around just like we did before. And don't forget, guys, we still got to name our little figure here. Now, some of you have already sent in some really killer names, so I've got them all written down, and we're going to figure something out here in about a week. We'll have our guy named, and we'll see if we can't strap him in this car and get him out there on the road. As for now, we're going to get this one out there, see if we can't get it a little dirty without getting too wet, and see if we can't hear this onboard audio through the body. Just want to tell you guys again, really appreciate you checking out our videos. We watch all your videos as well. We love every one of them. We try to comment on as much as we can, and we do our best to answer all of your questions, so keep them coming. It's Brian, Amazing RC. Enjoy the video, guys. Oh! Oh, you were doing so good. Well, we face planted the speaker into the water, so we'll see exactly if this works okay or if I just completely killed it. We'll see. Still. Sounds like it still works okay, so we're gonna keep right on going. I think we'll call it a day right there before we burn this thing up. What's up, guys? Well, I normally don't like to keep you too much longer than my really super long videos, but thanks for hanging out for those of you that did. Here's a recap of some of the things that we threw on this TRX-4 that now that I got a full run-in, I can tell you about. One of the things I'm very excited about is the Flex Seal that I put on the inside of this body before we ran it. Now here's exactly what I did. I went ahead and painted the body just like I normally would. Then, keeping the window masks on and whatever else I don't want Flex Seal over, I went ahead and let this body dry for 48 hours. Then I put one really good coat of black Flex Seal on the body and let that dry for 48 hours. Then I peeled all of my window masks and everything was fine. This performed extremely well. It doesn't weigh the body down any more than I can tell or notice, and all of the paint is perfectly intact. And I put this, as you saw in the video, through a pretty good run. The body came up a couple times because I've got the magnets on it and we flipped it over. Once in the video and 2 more times that you guys didn't see. So, Flex Seal so far, A+. The other thing that we had going for us was that 9-tooth pinion gear, and I'm sure you heard it through the entire video. Now, it performed amazingly well, but it seems I've got a little bit of adjusting to do to get all of that torque to quiet down just a little bit. The other upgrade that we did was this amazing little speaker that I still have no idea where I got it from. This not only performed exceedingly well, but we actually flipped it upside down into a pile of wet sand and it made it through for the rest of the run. I've got a little bit of Velcro on the bottom of it so I can remove it and apply it anytime I want to, plug it right in, we're ready to go. One of the things you noticed in the video is you really couldn't hear it all that great over that really loud pinion gear. I think what I'm going to do, as stated in the video, is cut out my windows, my driver and passenger windows, so that number one, you'll be able to see our little action figure, and number two, you'll be able to hear that speaker a bunch more. Now, once I got it home and got all that mud and stuff off of it, I sprayed everything down, blew it out with my air compressor, and we should be ready to rock and roll for another video. I'm hoping to get out there with Marcus and Rusty in an ETRC event, and we'll see if this thing can scale rocks just as good as it runs through the mud. Really appreciate you guys hanging out, guys. It's Brian, Amazing RC, and we'll see you real soon.